Well, good morning, everyone. So excited to welcome you to an idea that changed my whole life. A few years ago, I was actually over in Turkey and I met a new friend, Ben Woodward. At the time, he was just coming on with Nikan, and in visiting with him, I became very impressed with the caliber of person he is. Definitely a Renaissance man. Ben is involved mostly in business. He's been a top tier counselor to all sorts of different businesses, basically the key person in several associations, been the general manager of billion-dollar companies. I was excited because he became the president of our company for a while. And why I'm really excited at this moment, though, is we're involved with a company that I believe is the best company in the history of the world in terms of the power to do good, products that really make a difference, the impact that you can have, and just what it does to each individual human being. In fact, why I'm especially excited is we have a 40-plus year legacy with products that have impact, but we're also in a company that's brand new, only months old, because of the dramatic changes that have made us more customer centric, able to give life-changing products to people that are very affordable, and just a way to redefine having a business of your own. And it was so powerful that Ben actually decided to step into the middle of the fray, and he's out in the field with us. And what an amazing man. And so much of life and happiness, it always involves other people, and to be able to work with a group of just top quality people involved in a great cause, work that really is meaningful and matters, that makes a difference, and just day to day having this wonderful feeling that what you do really is making a difference, and then to just be on the ground floor, to tell the story that could change people's lives. And so I'm just going to turn it over to Ben and tell us a little bit about your background, if you would, and then why you're excited about this moment, and just what this is all about, what Nikan is.
Cool. Thank you very much, Dave. Well, it's a pleasure to be with everyone today. I'm dialing in from the northwest of England. So it's almost 5:30 in the afternoon, my time. But again, just a real pleasure to be with each of you. Absolute thrill to see so many new names and faces on this call today. I wanted to give a little bit of context before I go into my my presentation when it hits 9:30 Pacific time. I wanted to give a little context into who Nikan is, so that we can have an appreciation for the opportunity that I wish to share with you this afternoon or this morning. As Dave said, we're all a part of this wonderful movement. It's a company known by the name of Nikan. Nikan is a Japanese word, or a combination of two Japanese words. It means Nihon Kenko, Japanese health. And our philosophy has always been centered upon providing people a meaningful way to get balance in their lives through what we identify as the 5 pillars of health: a healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And we believe when we get these 5 areas of our life in balance, that we can have a better focus on achieving our true potential and making the greatest amount of contribution to the world that we can as human beings and as individuals. We do this through some critical product categories as well, because of course this is a business. So we share products that can make a difference in people's lives, as well as an opportunity to enrich them financially. The product range I find is particularly compelling because it approaches health and well-being in a very holistic approach. We recognize that there are certain elements of life that are essential for us to be able to maintain a living body, a living, breathing, thriving body. We need air to breathe, we need water to drink, we need sleep, we need light, and of course we need nutrition. And any of these elements, if we don't have one of them, it doesn't take too long before we die. It only takes a few minutes, perhaps, without air. Maybe, I'm not sure how long, maybe a few days without sleep. And before you know it, your health is significantly compromised. In fact, of all of the different activities we engage in life, the one biggest thing across the board is sleep. We spend a third of our life sound asleep. And yet many of us don't give that much second thought. The same with nutrition. If we don't have food, it doesn't take too long before we die. Again, the same with water. So Nikan identified that these were critical elements to sustain us and thought, well, rather than not give them a second thought, why don't we put some emphasis and value on them and make sure that it's not just air we breathe, but that it's rich, clean, fresh, invigorating air, like you've just come away from a waterfall or you're standing in the middle of a beautiful forest, that beautiful, clean, rich air that just makes you come alive. We don't want to just have sleep. We need sleep to be deep, rejuvenative, restorative sleep that really gives us energy for the following day. Interestingly, people that talk about nutrition in the context of weight management, not too many give the context or the role that sleep plays in that. Broken sleep can lead to craving the wrong types of foods, which leads to weight gain. And yet good sleep, along with good hydration, drinking plenty of water, can actually aid weight loss more than anything else. So we have a very holistic approach to health and well-being. Good sleep, be well hydrated, have great nutrition, get plenty of fresh, clean air, and enjoy as much of the world's natural light as you can. So Nikan has put all of this together. We've done it as a collective team of what we refer to collaborative entrepreneurs. People like you and I that get to work together, support each other, and make a difference in the world by getting out a message that can really help people to achieve a life in balance. So to that end, as we get started on our call today, and I think we're going to start maybe just a minute or so early, I just want to pose this question to you. When you think about your life and all of the different components that exist within it, what stands out to you as the most important thing? I want you to have some thoughts with you, some answers to these questions mulling over in your mind as we go throughout this presentation today, because it's really important in order for us to get full value from the message that I've got to share, that we are asking, of course, the critical question, is this relevant to me? I hope it is. I hope it is. But critically, like I said, when we think about our lives, what is it that is most important to us? To begin with, I want to start, first of all, by recognizing a number of people that are co-hosting this meeting around the country. We've got Dave and Valerie Johnson, of course, that are co-hosting out in Idaho. We've got Debbie Davis, who has really kind of helped to bring all this together out in Mount Shasta in California. So a very special welcome to you also, Debbie, and to your team. We've got Steve and Becky Dragon in Farmington, Utah. We've got Pat Kelly and Gary from Indiana. We've got Carol Hackbart from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And we also have Jane Buki from, I'm going to see if I can pronounce this correctly, Valparaiso, Indiana. And of course, you got myself here from Lancashire, England. So we've got a number of different groups that are all gathering together. And alongside of that, I'm pleased to say we've got so many people joining us as individuals taking a look at this for themselves based on some invitations from friends of Nikan. So a very special welcome to everyone. I want to again start with this question. When you think about your life, what is truly most important? Too many people, I have found, spend much of their time pursuing pleasure or pursuing power. Sometimes that power comes in the form of financial gain, but they often do this mistakenly, thinking that in the acquisition of these two things, they will find meaning and value in their life. I have found that this is not the case. I've been very blessed in my career. As Dave mentioned earlier on, I've held a number of different positions commercially as an employee, all the way up to president of an international company. And I've also sat on boards that represent industries that cover 20 billion euros in the European region to help govern and direct and lead that industry. I've been exposed to a lot of companies and organizations and have had the blessing and the privilege of being rewarded well for that, which is great. However, the pursuit of those things in and of themselves don't always really lead to a life of meaning or a life of value. Likewise, if I was to spend all my time pursuing pleasure, things that make me feel happy in the moment, that can become pretty shallow and superficial after a while, can't it? So the question again, what do we pursue? What is it that really matters? The thing that matters the most to me, as I have contemplated this for many years as a husband and father, as a provider for my family, I have concluded that the thing that matters most for me is being a father and a husband. My wife and I are the parents of 7 children. My oldest is 16. My youngest is 1. I've got 6 boys and 1 girl. And we have a very busy, noisy, chaotic, but wonderful household that we're a part of. And I've found that this is what gives me the greatest sense of meaning and purpose in my life. Everything else that I have is really designed to help facilitate or enrich or enhance that experience that I have as a father and husband and as a homemaker. So to that end, I want to share a couple of slides with you now via PowerPoint to help give some context again for each of us today. So like I said, Niken has put together what we call these 5 pillars of health: a healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And we believe that when we get balance across these 5 areas of life, we get to achieve what we consider an abundant life. Interestingly, it is my conviction that each of these are in order. We start with the healthy mind. I have found that a healthy mind really facilitates the good functioning of each of these different pillars. Many people don't have the health that they like, not because of unfortunate circumstances or genetic disadvantage, although there are many that are in those situations. But often in today's society, many of us don't enjoy the health that we would like because of the choices that we make. A lot of us have self-inflicted diseases, illnesses, ailments, deficiencies, and what have you. And that often comes as a result of our thought processes, our choices that we make. Likewise, we can also have a very stressful life. I know my father, as an example, had a heart attack a number of years ago, not because he was unfit, but because he was stressed. Likewise, if we have a healthy mind and our body is full of vigor and what have you, we've got so much the better chance to contribute in a meaningful way for our families. And of course, if my self-esteem and my sense of value is high, then my ability to contribute to society is equally enriched, isn't it? And of course, likewise, my finances. So as you look at these 5 areas of your life, I want you to ask yourself this question: how am I doing? If these were 5 pillars upon which you had a roof, would your roof be slanted? Would it be sliding off? If it was, would it be straight? Would it be level? How would it look? As I go through this presentation today, I want you to keep that image in your mind. How am I doing across these 5 areas? And like I said before, of all the things in my life, what things stand out to me as the most important? So with that in mind, I want to talk about a business opportunity today. And I'll just stop the share for just a minute. I want to share a business opportunity with us today because I'm hoping, as you've been invited to participate on this call or to join in each of these many meetings that we've got around the country, I'm hoping that you're looking for a chance to make a difference financially to your home, maybe to some of your goals and aspirations, looking at opportunities to make some improvements. So many of us are held back, not because we are inadequate or uneducated or undereducated, but simply because we don't have the opportunity. And we want to be able to share with you today a chance to grab hold of opportunity. So with that being said, I want to share some sobering thoughts that I believe really bring a lot of people to a sense of common ground. We know that modern life is creating an awful lot of stress. Some of the stresses, some of the top reasons, according to research: financial worries, health concerns, lack of time. That's interesting, isn't it? All this technology that gives us convenience also gives us more demands. And so we find that time has a new currency. And with that currency, a greater level of expectation, which causes a huge degree of added stress on the way that we live and feel nowadays. unhealthy lifestyles, of course, contribute. Too many demands upon us. Failure to take time out to relax. That's critically important. Family responsibilities, workplace conflicts, an inability to accept things as they really are. That's interesting, isn't it? Sometimes we can get stuck in a mire and refuse to get out because we refuse to accept that we're in it. And it's very difficult to get out if you don't accept the fact that you're in it in the first place. So with that being said, from a financial perspective, some of the stresses and strains that many people face here, and I share this because this is where I want to place some solutions today. Some of the challenges that people have with finances, one, the quite plain and simple, the easiest one of all, we just don't have enough. We're working hard, but we're not getting rewarded or getting a return on our efforts and on our time in a way that really helps us to feel a sense of security. And that can be very, very concerning. Healthcare costs. Now, for the UK, we have a national health system. We don't have the privatized system that we have in the United States. But one of the number one reasons, from what research has shown, again, time and time again, the number one reason for personal bankruptcy in the States is healthcare costs, not having the healthcare insurance, which is so very expensive. Too much debt. Of course, that certainly comes into play with students coming out of university. Cost of living is increasing. It's certainly not getting easier. Loss of employment, and I would include within that underemployment. Education expenses, as I mentioned before. Lack of retirement savings. There are far too many people entering into their retirement years without having the means to properly retire comfortably. That's very frightening. So we also have, of course, the large amount of taxes that people feel it's a huge degree of responsibility in contributing as well. So with that being said, there are solutions that are coming out. And what I don't want to do, of course, is paint a picture of doom and gloom. These are some realities. It's important that we hold our hands up and say, yes, some of these apply to me. If they do, it would be wonderful if none of them did. But we would be in the minority, wouldn't we? That's the frightening thing. But the great thing is there are solutions. And Nikken isn't the only one looking for solutions. The world is coming up with different trends and different behaviors in order to address these needs and give the power back to the people, so to speak. And there is a new trend emerging, which is called the gig economy. And I believe each of us have already had experience with the gig economy. I know I experienced it at first many years ago when I started my career as a graphic designer. I could get gigs, work, as and when I chose, based on my clientele, and I could work from home. But this gig economy, by definition, is a new economy where independent workers have on-demand availability for temporary engagement. A good example of this, which I think has really become very popular right now, is Uber driving. It's wonderfully convenient that they're very, very affordable. They're very available. They're probably doing taxi drivers out of a lot of work, but they're thriving. And there are companies popping up like Uber all around the world. Airbnb is another one, of course, that is growing in popularity. Now, this is growing at a significant rate. It's been predicted that by the year 2020, 40% of US workers will be in this gig economy. Now, not all of them will be doing it full-time. A large portion will be doing it part-time, but some will be doing it exclusively as their sole means of income. It's popular and it's growing in popularity because we're living in a more mobile age. It gives people more fluidity as to how they spend their working time. People get to change their jobs many times over, and this is therefore something that is evolutionary versus revolutionary, especially for the rising generation. And this rising generation, of course, is finding this far more appealing because they are very much more lifestyle centered, and getting that work-life balance for them is very, very important. And of course, people get to pursue what they're interested in versus doing something that their boss is interested in. It helps people feel like they are living their life with a greater sense of purpose. Now, to that end, Nikken has put together this business model, not because of a rising trend. Let me show, Dave's just saying we've got some people here that are not necessarily muted. So here we go. So not because of a rising trend, because Nikken actually came into existence in 1975, 42 years ago. What is interesting in that context is the average lifespan of any company in any industry, based on research coming out of the Netherlands, is 11.5 years, regardless of industry, regardless of business type. 11.5 years. That's crazy, then, isn't it? And yet here is Nikken going on now for 42 plus years, which is exciting. So our model that we put together is something that is not the result of a trend, but simply the result of solid thought and consideration for the needs of people all around us. And so what does Nikken do? How do Nikken people thrive in this gig economy, based upon, as I said before, this concept of having this gig environment where we can make a chance to make a difference for ourselves. So first of all, it's really nice and straightforward. What it does is first of all, it integrates into your current lifestyle. It's not something that requires you to quit your job straight away. It doesn't require you to sacrifice huge amounts of money to get started. The cost of entry is very, very nominal. $99 gives you your own personalized website, your own access to an exclusive line of products, and the right and license to go out there and to represent the company and generate your own business straight out of the gate. You've got this turnkey system, which gives you the chance to team up with entrepreneurs literally all over the world that are here to help, to partner with you, and to develop, and to support you in the developing of your business. We also have this wonderful opportunity to develop our leadership skills. And building your business, certainly you build yourself. And of course, any great business is focused on building the people within it. It's people that make a business great. And so the more we learn how to invest ourselves in people, the more we'll find people will invest in your business, and you'll get a great return as a consequence of that. What is it that Nikken people do? How does the business model work? I was asked this question earlier this year. It was in January. I was in Mexico at an event with my team in Mexico, and I was asked, could you please explain how this business works in less than 2 minutes? We've got more people joining on as the call goes on, which is great. So yes, I could. It took me a bit of time to practice, but in essence, this is what, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, okay, I like the idea of being involved in the company that's established, that's been going for 42 years. I like the cause of the 5 pillars of health, helping people get a life in balance. The product range is very complementary to my values. So what is it that I have to do as an entrepreneur in Nikken? Well, it's really quite straightforward and simple. Simple, I should highlight, doesn't mean easy, but it is simple to explain. What is required is that through you and everyone that you know, you develop 3 sales teams within your business, at least 3 sales teams. Why do we suggest 3? Because if you want to get balance in your business, you don't want to sit on a one-legged stool. You want to get some balance and not have all your eggs in one basket. So develop a number of sales teams that you can work with to build your organization. A sales team simply means a group of business partners that sell products to customers. And of course, you can have your teams be as big and as many as you choose. In fact, the more the better, because you get paid on the collective sales volume that they create. So the bigger your sales teams, the more sales teams you create, the more income that you generate, and the better your business does from a financial perspective. So it's really as straightforward as that. Of course, the devil is always in the details, but the essence of the business is to build a number of sales teams where you help others to sell the products that Nikken offers to customers, where they can get return on their behalf as well. They get retail profits, and you get business building leadership bonuses as a consequence. I'll show you some examples of how it works visually to give you a little bit more perspective on this. So this would be the model or the process that you would perhaps see yourself go through. Let's say at the end of today, you're talking to the friend, the person that invited you to this presentation, and you say, this sounds interesting. I'd like to learn more. I'd like to give this a go. So you join Nikken, you pay that $99 licensing fee, you get your personalized website, you get your rights to represent the company and start building your business. Immediately, you get the opportunity now to qualify for certain incentives and special offers to help you build your business. Moving on from that, you can see the next thing that you do once you've got the license and you're ready to go is you share and promote. You share with people the products. Hopefully you'll have used some of them yourself and you'll have your own experience that helps you to promote it and to share it versus feel like you're having to do a sales pitch. When you're sharing something that you love, it certainly doesn't seem like sales. And when you're making a difference for people and helping meet their needs, it's much more purpose-driven, which is, I find, so much more rewarding. So we share our message, we share our products, we share our opportunity, we invite people the next step to participate, either as a customer where they can have access to our wonderful products, or perhaps as one of your business partners where they can join one of your many sales teams that you're going to develop. So that's the part that you do. Here's the neat thing. Nikken ships the product and does all the tough stuff. This is a really unique advantage that Nikken has over any other business. If you were to set up your own online business, for example, or have your own store, one of the first things that you need to do would be to buy inventory. The second thing, or perhaps the thing you need to do before that, would be have a place to store it. But Nikken does all of that for you. They buy the inventory, they buy the product, they store it in their own warehouses, and when people come to your website as directed by you, or they come to you in order to have you share the product personally, then you can go to Nikken, and Nikken provides the product on your behalf. If they come to the website, it gets shipped direct to them. You don't need to purchase the product in advance. That's tremendous that you can have a warehouse full of product without needing to purchase the inventory in the first place, because you're referring people to your Nikken site and they place the order through Nikken, to Nikken through you, and of course it gets fulfilled that way. And what is the benefit of that? Well, you get commissions, special offers, bonuses, incentives, and rewards really for every step of the way through your business. So we join, we share and promote, we invite people to have a listen or to engage, be a customer or a business partner, be a member of our team, let Nikken do the tough stuff, and then they pay us and reward us each and every month. So here are the different ways that you can get rewarded. There are retail profits. Every product sold results in a commission earned. There are cash bonuses. Because we're independent, we can work as little or as much as we like. What it means is that Nikken will be inclined to incentivize the best behaviors in order to ensure that you maximize your earning potential as a business builder. So there'll be cash bonuses, lifestyle bonuses, special incentives along the way that are designed to focus your mind on the most profitable, beneficial activities for your business. And the great thing is, as you achieve these bonuses and these special incentives, you're also growing your business and getting paid your income, your commissions each and every month as well. We have wonderful incentive trips. This year, winners from last year's incentive went to Cancun, Mexico, 5-star resort, all expenses paid. Next year, for the winners this year, it's going to be to Japan, an incredible experience. So you can plug in some of your bucket list dreams and let Nikken do the paying for them. What a great thing that is to do. Let Nikken pay for your bucket list to become a reality. I really like that. Now, I like this slide in particular, and I'll stop the sharing screen for just a minute again. For many people coming in saying, I want to own my own business, I want to do my own thing, this can sound exciting. It can sound straightforward when it comes to identifying that, okay, so my job is really to create a number of sales teams. If I create a lot of them, if I help them to grow big, then my rewards can be significant. I understand that. But how do I build a business plan? How do I go from where I am now, where maybe I haven't been involved in business before, to put something like that together? That can be tough, confusing, or maybe even a little bit daunting. Well, again, Nikken has taken the worry out of that for you. This is, for me, something really, really important for us. These 4 steps that they've got here are the incentive programs that Nikken has overlaid on top of the existing compensation plan rewards that you currently get, your retail profits, your group overrides from your team activities, your leadership bonuses, your lifestyle bonuses. On top of all of that, you've got these different rewards here that help you to build your business. I'm not going to go into the details of them today because that would be a lot to go into. But what I would suggest is if you want to start strong, the first thing you do when you join as a Nikken consultant is you get together with the person that brought you in and say, how do I do step number one? How do I join and do this entrepreneur club? Doing this maximizes your earnings, helps you get more income coming through. It gives you some cash bonuses. The great thing is, in doing that, if you find 3 of your team members, again, talking about these different teams, if you help them to do the entrepreneur club, then you get the Paragon Award, more cash bonuses. If you do that, again, and teach 3 people to do these, then you get the Pinnacle Prize. That, by the way, is a beautiful cruise. And if you've got the Pinnacle Prize and you've got the Paragon and the Entrepreneur Club, guaranteed you're going to be a member of Team Kaizen, which takes you to Japan. That, to me, is pretty exciting. You can see there how Nikken has kept it nice and simple for you to be able to build your own business, learn the process, learn the steps, learn the key measurements, the key milestones in order to move forward. But again, this still removes or prevents us from moving forward without one critical component. And that is, of course, it always helps us to have someone joining us, linking arms, helping us out and doing it with us. Wouldn't you agree? It's frightening joining a business and doing something by yourself. It's great to do it for yourself. But what is really important is that we appreciate that we're not doing this business alone. I want to ask you a question. As you look at this picture here, how many trees do you see in this picture? Now, of course, this is showing a picture of a large forest. It would be difficult for you to count these trees, but you might perhaps think that the fact that I'm asking this question means that it's a trick question. Is it a trick? What do you think? How many trees can you see in this picture right now? The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at is one single tree. It's called the Pando tree. And what you'll find is this Pando tree is made from one singular root system. It's got one root system, but it provides literally thousands of trunks, creating an entire forest. Check this out. I love this because there is a wonderful lesson in nature here that we have to look at as we consider participating in Nikken, building a greater purpose-driven life and what have you. It's made of a single male quaking aspen. And this is the neat thing. And again, think of the metaphor here. It's the largest single organism on Earth. Many of us would have thought that the biggest living thing on Earth might have been either the sperm whale or the blue whale, or one of those massive fishes of the sea. But actually, no, it's this tree. It's the largest living organism on Earth, estimated to be over 6,000 kilograms, over 6 tons. It's an incredible weight. And it's also recognized as being the oldest living organism as well, estimated to be around 80,000 years old. Isn't that incredible? It looks like a lot of individual trees, but underneath the ground there, it's all one root system, all one singular tree. Now, why do I share this? I share this because many of us can feel like perhaps in life we are just that single tree out amongst the forest, fighting for our own spot of light, fighting for the best bit of soil, competing with those around us for the best nutrients to feed so that we can grow and thrive. It can feel like a tough and competitive life that we're living, can't it? And yet, in reality, what I believe is that each of us, especially here in Nikken, are all a part of that same wonderful root system. What it means is, as a part of this root system, as a part of this singular tree, you're not in business by yourself. When you join Nikken, you don't necessarily need to feel brand new, because each of these trees, they will last. The trunks will last for about 130 years and then die out. but new ones come through, but they're a part of this living organism that's been around for tens of thousands of years. In partnering up in NECANN, you're becoming a part of an organization that has actually been around for 42 years. You might feel like a little shoot springing up through the ground when you get going, but you've got that entire network to depend upon, to rely upon, and to turn to for help. That, to me, is the greatest opportunity that NECANN has to offer, a support system that networks you in, that nature shows when we feel connected to that system, that we can be the biggest, strongest, oldest, most mature, most advanced living organism on the planet. Likewise in business, when we team up and we connect and we're rooted together this way, then we can conquer the entire world. We can do great things, can't we? We're certainly not joining this business and finding ourselves alone. The great thing is, as you share, as you promote, as you recommend, and as you invite, as we talked about earlier, you can get one of the many business builders and business leaders of NECANN to do the talking for you. A little bit like we're doing here today. We can have meetings set up all around the country multiple times where you can let other people do the talking. And that's the thing that I think is really compelling. Let other people do the talking, let NECANN do the shipping and the product fulfillment, let them worry about warehousing, let them worry about product legislation and regulations, let them worry about all of those complicated things. Let us do the thing that matters most. Let us do the thing that we are really good at, and that is connecting with people, being a good friend, being a good neighbor, identifying the needs and concerns of others in those 5 pillars of health, and providing for them a solution. That's the great thing. So I want to go back to the question that I asked at the very beginning. When you think about your life, what's most important to you? What is it that you value most? If nothing was to change over the next 5 years in your current infrastructure of your life, would you be closer to achieving the thing, bringing into balance, into harmony, into the most centered point of your life, the things that matter most? Or would you be off track? Would you be moving away from it? I have found, as I've been involved in NECANN, a wonderful blessing in my life has been, as a father of 7, I'm an available dad. The combination of having an income to provide for my family and at the same time to have time to spend with them is something that I couldn't even put into words in trying to describe the value. And it's making life wonderful for us. My oldest, Ethan, has just graduated from high school, or is about to. He finished his last exam on Tuesday of this week. And as a celebration for all of his hard work and all of the effort that he's put in, my wife and I are taking him to Dubai for a few days. We're heading out tomorrow. We get back on Friday. We're going to stay at the Atlantis, which is an incredible, one of the top hotels in the world. Certainly the flashiest one in Dubai. Why are we doing that? 1, because we can. 2, it was a bucket list item for my son. We sat down and went through all these different things we wanted to experience as a family together, and this was one of them. He wanted to experience Dubai. The great thing is NECANN's making this happen for us. I want you to know how grateful I am that I can be a part of a business where it doesn't just provide an income for my family. It doesn't just provide means and security there. It also means that I get to have the time to devote to the things that matter most to me. It helps me get those 5 pillars of life, healthy mind, body, family, society, and finance, in check. It keeps them balanced, helps me to keep them balanced. And most importantly, I get to spend my time doing the things that I love. If I'm not with my family, I'm having wonderful conversations like this, supporting my teammates and my business partners from all around the world, helping them to thrive and to succeed. And it just feels good, doesn't it, when you get to help someone else have a good experience. That's what we get to do as business builders. We get to help people have a better experience in life or in our business. But together, we get to make a significant difference for good in people's lives. If you want to be a big part of the NECANN Pando tree, if you want to jump in and get rooted in with us and feel the strength of that network reach out into your business to help you thrive and succeed, if you want to be able to get your time centered on the things that matter most, if you want to get that balance in your life across those 5 areas, and you need to do something different, then please get back to the person that invited you today. Ask all the questions you want, and in conclusion, if they don't have all the answers, then rest assured that someone in the network does. That's the great thing. And if anything, the lesson there is right there, that the person that invited you might not have all the answers, and that would be a great thing, because you'll get the answer one way or the other because of the Pando Niken network you're in. And that just shows you that as you get started, you don't have to have all the answers either. You just need to know that it feels good, you're going to do great, and you've got a great support system to help you out. So thank you very much. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to sign off now, end the recording. And then for each of you that are in your relative groups with the co-hosts, again, I want to say a big thank you to each of our co-hosts for bringing this whole network experience together from all across the United States. We definitely want to make sure we're doing more of these. This has been a lot of fun. So I'll pass the time back to our co-hosts. For those of you that are dialing in as guests, thank you. Get back in touch with your friend that invited you, and I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.